G'day viewers. So America has its worst mass shooting by a single shooter in modern history, and nothing's going to change. I mean, I usually don't even talk about things like this because it's so pointless. Nothing's going to change. I mean, as many people have observed, you can't help feeling that when a couple dozen school kids got murdered in their class and nothing happened, well, that's it. Show's over. Nothing will ever change. No one will ever take action. And this is just what life is in modern America. Having said that, more power to people who do see some future in basic gun safety, gun control in America, and have the strength to keep going with the struggle, because I don't see it myself. The feeling that's impossible to shake is there's some sickness at the heart of American society, and it isn't going away anytime soon. Maybe I'll get people who are sad or disappointed that I'm defeatist. Good on you, go off and be positive. I just think no matter how much people say sensible things about why there should be gun control in the US, you can make the most straightforward, impossible to refute arguments, and it goes nowhere. Look at the ease of getting a gun versus the difficulty of getting healthcare in America. Look at the people who say you can't possibly legislate against freedom to get guns, yet they aggressively push for legislation to stop people voting when there's no evidence of voter fraud that would require you to take those steps. Look how easy it is to get access to a gun versus how hard it is to get access to safe, legal abortion. And The Onion just runs the same headline every time this happens. Nothing can be done to stop this, says the only country in the world where this happens all the time. Other countries, including Australia, when faced with mass shootings, put in simple, common sense restrictions on gun ownership, and it dealt with the problem. Nothing comparable has happened since when countries have taken these steps. I thought walking through some nice backgrounds while I talked about this might make it easier or less heavy going, but nothing will make this easier, nothing will make it easier to deal with, and nothing's gonna change in America. And for people who are actually fighting to get some basic common sense gun restrictions in the US, happiest I could be is if you proved me wrong. Just show me what a defeatist loser I am. I simply don't see it happening. I don't even get upset at mass shootings in America anymore. What's the point? It doesn't change anything. The old thoughts and prayers thing, horrible platitudes pushed by politicians who are directly responsible for this happening, the way they aggressively stop any sort of sensible gun restrictions in the US. I'm not going to be part of that. I'm just over it. It's awful and it's going to keep happening. One last thought on the topic. These mass shootings have highlighted for me probably who I think are the worst people in the world. And that isn't actually the politicians or even the NRA. It's the conspiracy idiots who go into overdrive every time this happens, saying it didn't really happen, it's false flag, they're crisis actors, or in this case, people tying themselves in absurd knots to link it to Islamic terrorism. I hate them. I hate them so much. I can't even express it more eloquently than that. And you know, I'm really angry when the anger ties up my eloquence. But anyone who pushes conspiracies on these issues, you're the lowest of the low. You are absolute contemptible scum, and it will just forever be a disappointment to me that you suffer no consequence for being the most disgusting, vile examples of humanity on the planet.